Hey, congratulations if you clicked on this video. This might be one of the most boring, simple sounding topics that I'll ever talk about, but I started making to-do lists years ago, and it actually had far-reaching, significant impacts on my life in a very positive way, and now I tell everyone to do it. I know anyone who knows me is going to be shocked that I'm talking about this in a video, but yeah, you can't even escape this online now. So this is not a complicated thing. You make a list. You have paper and a pen or a phone, some piece of technology. You write down the list of everything you need to do, and then as you do it, you check off those things. But there's a lot more going on internally than that. So checking off items on a to-do list primarily releases dopamine. It's that known as that feel-good hormone. And so you get an emotional reward for completing things. So what I realized after doing this for a long time is that there were short-term benefits, but there were also long-term benefits where I didn't realize how far it could go. In the short term, very good for organization, for productivity. Like, it is great for just laying out everything you need to do, organizing your thoughts. But over time, when you get into this habit of using to-do lists, you notice that you get this mood boost, this general uplifting feeling anytime that you're doing it, anytime that you complete a list or even part of a list. Being able to see all of the items without them floating around in your head and going back and forth, just being able to see a list, that in itself can help to lessen anxiety. Write things down. This is one of the simplest little pieces of advice that I would give to anyone. Write things down so that they are not jumbled up in your brain. The more that you put on paper or on screen, the less of a mess you're going to have mentally. It also changes the way that you think about things because it's no longer a bunch of items that you have to do that are causing you stress. It's a list of small accomplishments that you should actually feel proud of. And having them organized outside your brain also allows you to shift things around, to put them in different orders, and to notice patterns of, okay, all of these things are related to this area in my life. All of these things are going to be really difficult, or all these things are going to be really easy. Like, you can group them however you want, and depending on what tactics you want to use to go through your list, this can be really motivating. Then over time, this whole activity becomes linked with positive emotions and that hormonal benefit, so that the entire process becomes a reward in itself. You are giving yourself the reward for being productive, for getting things done. And one of the unexpected benefits that I found over time was that just making a to-do list now gives me that hormonal boost right off the bat. So I feel better when I have a to-do list. You've linked the activity so solidly with that reward that it reinforces the behavior from beginning to end. Making the list feels good. Having that list feels good. Checking off items feels good. Scratching everything off and completing the entire list feels good. So now, even if I just have a few things to do, which is rare, or if it's all very simple, everyday things, I'll still make a list because I get enjoyment out of that process. Each step becomes a goal accomplished with positive feedback. So now, even if I've only got a few things to do or they're very simple, I'll still write them down. It improves my mood, it lowers stress, it keeps me organized. And anytime that I complete something, noticing that hormonal boost makes it more effective. Like, paying attention to anything makes it more significant. And this has become one of my favorite, easy, simple habits to get into because it helps you practically, logically, and emotionally. Like, it improves your life in so many little ways. And then over time, that change becomes more significant. Like, a lot of people don't realize how much something will help them until they're in the thick of it, until they have really internalized that habit and made it part of their life. And if you want more advanced tips, if you want to get really nerdy with it like me, I will go through and check everything off as I do it, but then once I've completed the list, I'll go back and I will actually cross things out, like scribble them out, and it reinforces all of that. You get another dopamine boost by crossing things out fully again, and that's what I do when I've completed everything. And you can reorder things or group things together, like different areas of your life where you might have 3 different to-do lists. So if you go through and check everything off and complete each list, well, that's like three different projects that you have completed. So you get that added sense of accomplishment more frequently. But nerdy preference is your decision. Sometimes I want one long list, sometimes I want 3 smaller ones, and so go wild. What became clear to me after doing this for a couple of years and really getting into it was that when you start to notice the positive effects of something, you're intrinsically motivated to keep going. And so people who don't do this are not going to understand, and people who get really nerdy with it like me, they really understand. And if you're someone who struggles with motivation and productivity and just getting out of bed and doing things, whether it's ongoing or you're just having a bad day, one of the hacks that you can do is write down things you've already done. Like, this was another surprising thing to me, where when I'm not feeling motivated, or maybe I've done a bunch of things without making a list and I haven't gotten that hormonal boost, write down what you've already done and still check it off. What have you done this week or over the last few days or today? Write down things that are completed. You see what you've done and you get to feel that sense of accomplishment, which is motivating. And expanding upon this a little bit broader, having a clean and tidy living area, the benefits to mental health for that are immense. So if you're someone who doesn't like cleaning, doesn't like chores, if your house is constantly messy, I mean, everyone's place gets messy sometimes. I am no exception. But I notice when everything is clean and tidy and organized and in its place where I can find everything, like, that really does improve your experience of daily life. And I notice the difference in my mood and my mental health when everything is clean and organized around me. It does make a difference. And if you're struggling to do that, if you've always struggled to do it, or if you're just struggling with it now, to-do lists are a really good way to compound the rewards of that, to get you motivated to do it and to reap the benefits afterward. Very simple, but I love it. And I've seen it work for others. They might not get as much of an emotional reward if they're not thinking about it that way, if they're not noticing the hormone boost, but I notice a difference in others. They seem more organized. They seem more on top of things. So from the outside looking in, I notice a benefit for others too. For anyone who has something they need to do, you feel better after you do the thing you need to do. like everyone should be able to understand that. But let me know what you think. Have you done this before? Have you seen the same benefits? Are there even more benefits that I haven't talked about? Let me know in the comments. And if for some reason you hate making to-do lists and you're never going to do this and you're like stubbornly against it, what else have you found that works? What are alternate solutions? Okay, I gotta go check a whole bunch of things off my to-do list because now this video is done. Bye!